How's it going, gamers? My name is Dan, and today I'm bringing you an extensive guide on how to get started with Twitch TV using OBS Open Broadcast software. I've also marked out the video with timestamps so you can jump to sections most relevant to you so you don't have to sit through this entire 10-minute of content. If you do have any questions that I haven't answered in the video, by all means, leave a comment down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'm going to be providing more OBS tutorials, a few maybe of XSplit, some third-party programs. So if you're looking to get into Twitch, by all means, hit that like button and please subscribe to the channel. It really help me out. Have any issues, any questions, any more relevant videos you want me to do, leave a comment, let me know. And otherwise, yeah, let's get into this tutorial. So, before we get into the tutorial, you're going to need a few things. First, you're going to need a Twitch TV account. So you're going to want to go on to twitch.tv website and click sign up to create your own account. Just fill in the details and you'll be ready to go. Secondly, you're going to need a broadcasting software. And in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to get started with OBS. OBS, or Open Broadcasting Software, is a fantastic tool for new streamers as it is very easy to use, is open source, which allows for external plugins to be included in your broadcast, and most importantly, it's free. It won't cost you a cent to even use its most advanced features. Assuming you have both of those, we are ready to move on. So let me introduce you to the OBS user interface. Some users will find this software easier to use than others, but I guarantee you that OBS is one of the easiest pieces of software you've ever used once you figure out how to use it effectively. So this is the main OBS window. The grey box in the middle here is where you'll see your video feed while recording, streaming, or previewing your stream. Before we can do any of that, we're going to need to fix some settings. For new users of OBS, you may or may not be prompted to create a setting profile. A setting profile is exactly what it sounds like. All of your settings saved in a profile. Most people will stream to Twitch with a lower bitrate or FPS than their YouTube profile, so many people will often swap between these profiles depending on which service they're creating content for. For this tutorial though, we're only taking a look at a profile for Twitch, so create a new profile, call it whatever you like. Now, this may get technical, but I'm going to try and keep it down to earth. But if you're after a better explanation of these settings, I'll provide links in the description below. On the Encoding tab, ensure you have Use CBR and Enable CBR padding enabled. Twitch requires users to use what is called a strict CBR, or constant bitrate, when we are streaming, as opposed to a variable bitrate, which can create lag issues for your viewers. This setting will enable your constant bitrate based on your maximum bitrate. Now, max bitrate is one setting I can't determine for you specifically, but I can explain how you can determine your own. Go on to speedtest.net and run a full speed test. For my result, I came back with an upload speed of 2.40 megabits per second, which if you punch that into Google search, the result is 2400 kilobits per second as my connection's maximum bitrate, give or take. Now, something to know is that you should not put your connection's maximum bitrate into OBS, and as a guideline should only put about 80% of your maximum bitrate into OBS to reduce a risk of dropping frames. Users will have issues launching both a stable and a good quality broadcast with a connection any lower than 0.7 megabits per second, but speaking from 2 years experience with that kind of speed, it is possible. Twitch's current state also throttles streams with a bitrate over 3500 kilobits per second. So if your bitrate is higher than that, only put 3500 as your maximum bitrate, or most people won't be able to watch your stream. Your buffer size should match your max bitrate. For more information, check the links in the description below. For audio encoding, ensure that you use AAC codec, and I recommend a bitrate between 96 to 128 kilobits per second. But if you have extra bandwidth to spare, by all means punch it up to 160, but don't go any higher than 160 or you'll get angry messages from Twitch on the broadcast settings tab. See? Don't do it. If you've stuck with me so far, then give yourself a self 5 guys, we are nearly there. I don't want to go through everything with a fine-tooth comb. I just want to ensure you guys get the settings you need to best enjoy your Twitch experience, and having a proper setup is the first step to achieving it. Moving on now, let's go to broadcast settings. This is where you'll get your OBS talking with your Twitch account you made earlier. You'll want to set the mode to live stream and the streaming service to Twitch. The next setting you need to determine which server you need to stream to. And in the case you want to select a server which is close to your current location, which for me, Sydney, Australia. Finally, you need to get your stream key. Your stream key is unique to your account and only users with your stream key can stream to your profile. To get your stream key, go to twitch.tv/dashboard while you are logged in and you will be taken to your Twitch dashboard. On the dashboard menu, you can see the stream key tab lurking on the page. Click that button and then click Show Key. Now never show anybody else your stream key, and for the love of God, try not to show it on broadcast, otherwise anyone who has that stream key can stream to your account. But if for some reason you've successfully shared it with as many people as possible, you can also reset your stream key on this page as well. Copy your whole stream key and paste it into the OBS stream key section. I also enabled auto reconnect in the case of an unexplained stream crash. Moving on to video settings now, and first of all, your video adapter should be your GPU, which in my case is the NVIDIA GeForce 660 Ti. Your base resolution is the main resolution of the scene. You should always keep this set to match your monitor resolution. The resolution downscale will allow you to reduce the resolution in which your stream is encoded. I keep mine set to downscale to 720p, 1280 by 720, but yours will depend on your CPU and upload speed. I recommend that you test and see what your network can handle, and for most users I recommend starting with 616p, particularly if you have a slow upload speed. FPS is how many frames per second your viewers will see, and higher frame rates lead to an increase in CPU requirements. For most users I recommend 30 frames per second, and only go up to 60 if you have a high-end CPU and the bandwidth to support it. Anything lower than 30 FPS and your frames will start to duplicate and your broadcast will start to look really choppy. Finally, for Windows 7 and Vista users, the use of Aero desktop compositioning depends on the form of capturing you're using for your game. If you're using window capture, leave Aero enabled as OBS can copy the contents of the window surface and maintain it, even when the window is obscured. In most cases, disabling Aero can improve your stream performance. Personally, I leave Aero disabled more often than I use it, and I don't notice much of a difference. For your video settings, I highly recommend trial and error to see what works for you. For more information, check the second link in the description below. And finally, for settings, we have to look at audio settings. For audio, you want to ensure that your desktop audio device is set to your headphones or external audio system, and that your microphone or auxiliary audio device is set to your microphone. As you can see, my Plantronics Rig headset and Audio-Technica AT2020 microphone are already connected. To enable push-to-talk features or set microphone muting hotkeys, go to the hotkey section and enable them there. I use Ctrl and 0 to mute or unmute my microphone with push-to-talk disabled. Now we are ready for the fun part! Designing your broadcast scenes. Scenes are every screen layout you see on a Twitch broadcast. Many broadcasters build multiple scenes, including a welcome screen, AFK screens, game screens, and even a countdown screen, which allows for more professional looking broadcasts. To create a scene, right-click inside the white Scenes box in the bottom left and click Add Scene. You'll be prompted to name your scene, and once you've done that, you can start adding sources to your scene. Now, a source isn't any element that you add to your scene and includes everything from game captures and webcams to text files and even images. For this demonstration, I'm going to create a very basic game screen with only the essential sources. For videos on more advanced sources in OBS in the future, ensure you subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below with your requests. A good place to start is to add a background image for when your game screen isn't open, so viewers aren't stuck with a black screen. To do this, right-click inside the white Sources box and go Add Image. Once again, you'll throw in a name and select an image. All elements on my broadcast are designed around a 1920 by 1080 layout and has its resolution downscaled in OBS. So like I mentioned earlier, design your layout to the same scale as your main monitor and let OBS do the downscaling. For now, select an image you want to use and then add it to your sources. Now you'll see that you've added the image, but you can't see it. That is because you need to click Preview Stream before you can view your scenes. As you can see, my image fits perfectly inside the scene, as the dimensions of the image and the scene are the same. If for some reason your image is not the right size, you can click the Edit Scene button and drag the red box in the corners around the image to stretch its borders. To manipulate the image outside the borders of its aspect ratio, hold Shift as you drag the image. To hide a source from view, just check the box next to the source. Now that we've got the background image the way we want it, let's add a game screen. As a personal preference, I run most of my games in a window where possible, as I can't always fit the multiple screen elements on my second monitor. Games that are run in a window are better off being captured in windowed mode, as game capture can sometimes get rather buggy when the game is in windowed mode. Alternatively, you can use game capture or even monitor capture if you plan to dedicate the whole screen to your game. As you can see on screen, I have opened Portal, the title from Valve. Before you can add a game source, you need to at least open the game before trying to add the source. With the game open, right click in the white sources box and go Add Window Capture. Of the windows you have open, select the one running the game process and then hit OK. Whenever you are ready to go live, hit the Start Streaming button to go live on Twitch. Once you've set up your local recording settings in your settings menu, you can also use OBS to record footage locally. Remember to check that your microphone is active by enabling it on the program, and also to turn down your desktop audio so your viewers can hear you. Keep an eye on your dropped frame rate at the bottom of the screen, and if you're dropping too many, consider lowering your maximum bitrate or resolution downscale factor. And there you have it, gamers. There is all you need to know to get yourself started in the world of Twitch through the power of OBS. I hope this video has helped inspire you to become a great part of our wonderful community on Twitch. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment and let me know if this guide helped you out. Until next time, gamers, my name is Dan, and thanks for watching.
We're gonna make it through